All right, good morning, YouTube. Welcome to the Best Daily Bets. I'm your host, Sportsman D, and let's get some Labor Day money today. All right, so not a great weekend. Finished off okay, 2-1-2 yesterday, so we did make some money. So that was fun, but certainly not as much as we would have liked to have made. But that's okay. That's okay. So, no big deal. We're back at it today and got another slate of 5 picks for you. These all feel really good, including a really cool game, which I think actually should be really entertaining. It's college football tonight. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Game number one, we've got the under of 8 between the Royals and the Indians. And you don't have to look farther than the starting pitchers to figure out why. So if we take a look at Zach Plesac, which is really funny, this guy was partying it up. The cardinal sin of partying during the great Rona lockdown. So they sent this guy back to AAA or whatever they're calling it now, so that he could learn his lesson. But it's really funny. He actually did. I don't know what lessons he learned, but he came back hotter than ever. So his last couple games, here was the banishment. So I guess actually it looks like he's only thrown one game, but it was against the Royals. 6 innings, 1 earned, 4 hits, 6 Ks, no walks. And he was pitching really well even before that. So I like this. I like him to dominate the Royals again, or at very minimum to hold them at bay, hold them in check a little bit. Let's take a look at the opposing pitcher, the starting pitcher for the Royals, Brad Keller. And Brad, sorry all the Brads out there, that's not my favorite name, but Brad has pitched really well other than his one stint against the Cardinals. So against the Indians, he actually also had a similar line to Plesac. So he was 6 1/3, 3 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 4 Ks. That's still really good. Look at all his other games. So no earned runs. So he had that one bad game in St. Louis. In St. Louis. And other than that, he's pitched pretty well. So we're taking the under here, guys, of 8. Lock that one in. That definitely is going to play. Speaking of unders, we're going to move over to the Celtics and Raptors. And, it's really interesting. So we did not pick this game. I'm sorry, we did pick the under, rather, in this game, the last game of this series, game 4. But I did decline to choose the Celtics. I actually was kind of leaning towards the Raptors, and, what do you know, they won. But no matter the case here, they still have not eclipsed the over one time in the series. And for some reason, it keeps getting set at a higher number. And I feel like Vegas thinks that this is going to go over, but it's not. It's not. These are two defensive teams in the fourth quarter. Even if they come close, they're going to start grinding it out. So if we looked at last game, it actually, look at the fourth quarter. It's not even 40 points. In crunch time, so you can see the second quarter was kind of the same thing. In crunch time, man, these teams lock up and they play really solid defense. So the under of 212, that is going to play. And sorry, I just got rid of it here. Sorry about that. Again, the under of 212 will play. All right, let's move over. Whoops, we skipped one here. Let's move over to college football. I think this is going to be a fantastic game. Tremendous, I guess, whatever. So this is going to be a fantastic game here, guys. This is going to be a shootout game. So I read a lot about this from some sites that I respect, and they are figuring the opposite, that this is not going to be a shootout game. They cited the running attacks for both teams. Okay, great, fine. I actually like the Cougars to win this game, maybe just because I don't know anything about the starting quarterback for Navy, the senior kid that's taken over for Perry, who's now moved on. So Dalen Morris, I guess is his name. Nobody can really know much about him since Perry was the starter for a few years, and Dalen Morris really hasn't seen much game action. So again, when we're talking about these two teams, we're talking about the Cougars, who are kind of a spread open attack. I think that they're going to score. I shouldn't say, this too confidently. I do think they're going to score at will against Navy. So Navy had a couple of transfers in their secondary. I don't know. I just don't think that they're going to be able to hang with BYU's offense. Now, conversely, I think Navy, no matter who they have at quarterback, is going to have the potential to score because of their crazy triple option. It's hard for teams to game plan against that. However, one thing I will mention, though, if you look at... There we go. If you look at the last couple games that Navy's played, even when in the first games, now Holy Cross, they're terrible, all right? But let's take a look at East Carolina. They got destroyed because you just don't have a game plan for this team. So now again, I realize we're pulling up Hawaii. These are not standout defensive teams, but even in a season where Navy was awful and Miami did beat them, they still put up 41 points on the board. So these first games of the season, Florida, I know, guys, I know these are not good teams. Trying to find a team for him. Well, whatever. So I think you catch my drift here. If we looked at BYU, if we go all the way back here, and you're looking at BYU, this is a team that's really explosive. Now, I know they lost their tight end, but it's an explosive team. They're going to get a lot of points, in my opinion. I see this game as a pretty close game. I really do, and I see it as... if we're going to be honest, I think this one's going to be a 31-24 game, and I think Navy's down a touchdown at the end, trying to come back and get stopped. So 31-24 is your prediction here, but 48.5, we are easily going to eclipse that over. All right. We're going to hang in the world of overs one more time as we go to the Houston Astros and Oakland Athletics. So we've got Christian Javier and Frankie Montas here. So let's take a look at Javier. And it's not good. So he did pitch against Oakland. 3 innings, gave up 5 earned runs off of only 3 hits. So what does that mean? He gave up 3 jacks. Bad. So this dude is not supremely, whatever. He's not great against Oakland. And, if you want to say that was a fluke, okay. But fact remains. And actually, let's see Frankie Montas. So Montas against Houston is also not pitching great. So he pitched well against them in Oakland. And then he was terrible against them in Houston. Looks like actually that was that 7-inning game that Javier pitched in. I think because this is a very hot game, so if we go back, this is going to be around 84, 85 degrees at the start. So at first pitch, it's going to be about 85 degrees. It's hot. The ball sails when it's hot. Houston and Oakland have got some clubbers on their teams, and look at the last few games. Now I know this is San Diego, but still, look at the last couple games here. They're scoring runs. Certainly the Astros are, and I think the Astros may have to force this game to kind of play up there. But I do think absolutely that this is certainly going to eclipse the over of 9. All right, guys. So take back that over of 9. Fourth and final pick is going to be the Nuggets plus 9. So Clippers beat the shit out of them in game 1. It's interesting. Murray did an interview, I think, with the TNT guys right after game 7, and they told him that game 1 was like in 2 days, and he was visibly beaten. He's like, shit, really 2 days? Like, he looked really bummed out that he didn't have more time to rest after a really hard-fought series. The entire Nuggets team looked sluggish and awful in that game. And the Clippers looked well-rested, and they took them. Game 2 was a different story. Game 2 looked like a sharper Nuggets team who knew what they were doing, knew what they were up against, and matched the level of intensity. I don't know that the Nuggets win this game, but I damn sure know that it's going to be a close game within 10 points, within 9 points. Actually, probably a 4 to 5 point game. I think the Nuggets are going to give the Clippers a really hard time. I really do. And yeah, so back the Nuggets +9. Jamal Murray is a stud. Jokic is a stud. They're gonna keep this one close. If they don't beat them, which they may not, they're gonna keep it close at least. All right, so let's go ahead and bring this thing here home for you guys. We've got the under of 8 in the Indians-Royals game. We've got the under of 212 in the Celtics Raptors game. We've got the over 48.5 in the BYU versus Navy game. Over of 9 between the Astros and the Athletics. And we've got the Nuggets +9 against the Clippers. Get those picks in, guys. Good luck. And be sure to join me here again tomorrow around this time for another slate of the best daily bets. Good luck.